interesting to see how we all do throughout the day. But the goal definitely to win and do my best.
Thank you very much.
The disciplines include lifting, throwing, carrying, and pressing stones. While the men compete against dozens of others, only 3 women are taking part this time. Several others have had to withdraw because of injury.
Straight up, 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 up. And we're away.
For the last discipline, Sandra has to lift 4 stones in different ways.
Come on. Yes, onto the left. Oh, Sunny's not hanging about here. She's going for it. She's off. This is the shoulder to the shoulder. On it goes.
Her competitors couldn't manage it, but Sandra's impressive strength brings her victory.
Oh my goodness. And there it was. Give her a break.
The awards will be presented personally by the event's namesake, American powerlifting legend Jan Todd.
I feel great. It was such an honor to win here, also with Jan Todd being present. So that was the most amazing thing to win with her watching. So I feel very elated.
This win is much more than a trophy for Sandra. It's a milestone to achieving her goals.
Next to Vienna, the city of music. The Austrian capital has been voted the world's most livable city several times. But beyond the stunning architecture and the bustling streets, what's it like to call the city home? We asked a young Viennese student.
I'm Sebi. I'm a 16-year-old student and I live in Vienna. Hi, welcome to my flat. Let me show you around a bit. First, we got a nice living room with some windows, some older windows and some just, I wouldn't say like typically Austrian furniture, but just like the way we like it. And then there's my room. It's a bit of a chaos, but I really like plants, I really like books, so it's basically like a reflection of my soul, you could say. Here's my lovely mom making me breakfast.
Hi, good morning.
And normally I would just eat some bread or with some cheese or some yogurt and drink some juice. I think that's the most unaesthetic bread I've ever made, but well.
Sebi usually starts his day at 6:30 a.m. Austrians aged 14 to 24 make up 11% of the population. Around 15% of them are living with their single mothers, like Sebi does. Now it's time to go to school. Sebi lives in Vienna's 8th district, Josefstadt, which is the smallest city district. It's quite close to the city center, but not touristy. The average rent in Vienna is €9.80 per square meter, pretty low compared to other European capitals. This district is an exception though.
Later, even though I would love to keep living here, if I'm gonna move out, it's probably quite unrealistic to stay here because the prices of the rent in this district in particular are very expensive.
In Austria, the average age people move out is age 25 and a half. Sebi isn't thinking about that yet though. He has 1 more year at his public school.
Okay, so this is the school that I've been going to since I'm 10 years old. And it's actually one of the oldest schools in Vienna, and it's the 2nd oldest school for just higher education. It's a school for languages. I'm learning French, English, German and Latin. Okay, so it's currently 2 o'clock and now school's over, so let's go.
After school, Sebi usually grabs a quick snack from a nearby bakery.
So as far as I know, Marie Antoinette brought the Kipferl to France and they changed it into the croissant. So they altered it a bit, but it's basically our invention, you could say.
After finishing high school, Sebi wants to pursue higher education. Around 32% of Austrians go to university. That's below the EU average. For Sebi, it would mean studying at one of the oldest and largest universities in Europe.
So this is the University of Vienna, the main university. And after I finished school, I just want to take a gap year, maybe in France, to improve my French and to meet other people. And after that, I would like to study here. Maybe politics, maybe journalism, I'm not too sure now. But definitely here because it's a great opportunity to have a uni that great so close by.
Vienna has more than 100 museums, with millions of tourists visiting each year. The city's museum quarter is one of the world's largest for culture. For Sebi, the Kunsthistorisches Museum right beside the quarter is the perfect spot after school.
Especially after a stressed week, a stressed day, I really just like come here because it's free for us, for students under the age of 19. So we can just sit down, relax, sometimes with a book, sometimes with some music, and just go around the museum, look at some pictures, look at some paintings, and just try to calm down. Because for me, like, that's my best way to relax, honestly.
It's almost evening, and Sebi is heading to his favorite cafe, a long-standing tradition in Vienna. The city's coffee house culture dates back to the 1600s, though until 1856, women were only allowed there as cashiers. Today, these historic cafes are open to all and even recognized by UNESCO as part of Austria's intangible cultural heritage.
Coffee house culture is a real huge thing in Austria, or specifically in Vienna. And even though there's so many cafes, I really like to go here just because I feel like home somehow. You can just sit here for hours talking with your friends, drinking your coffee and enjoying yourself. For many tourists, Vienna is just sausages, cafe houses and Sacher cake. For me, it's my birthplace and it's where I live. It's my home. And honestly, I can't imagine living anywhere else in the closer future.
Time now for a snack. We regularly serve up Europe's most iconic and delicious street food. But while everyone else just talks about food, we let the dishes speak for themselves. Meet today's street food star from Denmark.
Hi, it's me, the hot dog. But I'm not just any old hot dog. I'm the Danish dog. You know what it's like to be compared to someone else all the time? Well, I do. And most of the time, it's this guy, my big and famous American cousin. Huh.
It's not a hot dog.
No offense, cousin, but even the thought of comparing us gets John all riled up. Talking of which, you might want to skip this next bit.
It's steamed sausages and sauerkraut that tastes like from a can. No, mine is better. I have to say that.
John from Copenhagen. He's a little opinionated, you might say, but he does know how to make a dog taste good.
I like a little bit of everything. Homemade cucumber relish, pickled red onions, crispy onions, and fresh onions. We use red onions instead of normally they use the white onions. This is our homemade sauce remoulade, chili remoulade with our homemade chili. And this is chili ketchup. This is our homemade mustard.
As for me, I'm always fresh, made to order, and ready in just a few seconds. And yeah, oftentimes I'm bright red, but it's not sunburn, I promise. A trademark, you might say, so everybody can see me. Not to say that I'm worried about that. Somehow, everyone loves me, and who can blame them? There are so many reasons to.
So many flavors. It's kind of sweet, it's very savory, it's kind of salty as well. There's a pickling going on, and the crunch from the onion is also really good.
It's the best sandwich you can get. It's easy.
It's not maybe exactly the taste, but the feeling in your mouth.
You have a few beers, a few wines, and you just get that in, and it's maybe 5-6 bites, and you're done.
To go.
Good to go.
Now, back to my friends on the grill. There's the classic, in bright red, or the Frankfurter. Then for the purists, the Fransk, nestled in a closed bun. Honorary mention, the Krause, no sausage here, just toppings. But the whole family wouldn't be complete without this guy.
So this is the Danish chocolate milk. You always drink a chocolate milk with your hot dog. So it comes like when you eat a hot dog, you take 2 bites and you feel like, oh, it's gone. It's the same with this one. You take 1 sip and it's gone because like it's just so good. It's the best chocolate milk in the world.
Denmark adopted me from Germany and the USA. Posevon, the hot dog stands where you'll find me, have been dotted around Copenhagen since 1921. After World War II, there were over 500 of them. Nowadays, there are far fewer here, but I've become popular with the rest of the country too. So popular, in fact, that the Danes nominated me as UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. John is a real hero. He keeps the tradition alive, selling hundreds of us in a day, with mustard, remoulade, and a side of pride.
It is a Danish institution. Everybody in Denmark, when they're grown up, their dad took them to the hot dog stand. Here, get out red sausages, and everybody comes here, from high to low.
So, ready to bite into a piece of Danish culture? I'm not just a snack after all. I'm a national treasure. A taste of home to every Dane. What do you say?
Next, we head to one of Europe's trendiest capitals, Tirana, Albania. This buzzing Balkan city is seriously on the rise. From repurposed bunkers to the best views in town, we've got the hottest tips for your perfect visit.
Welcome to Tirana, the capital of Albania.
It's a city of contrasts between the communist past and modernity, concrete and green space, tradition and trendiness. Just a few years ago, it was considered an insider destination in the Balkans. Now it's one of Europe's top destinations.
I'm here to dive into Tirana's history, including some of its darker and hidden spots, and I want to find out why travelers love the city and what you should definitely do in just one day.
Albania is located in southeastern Europe on the Adriatic and Ionian coasts. Tirana in the center has about 400,000 residents. Tirana is best explored on foot. Most sites are in the center. My next destination is the new market Pazari Iri. Here you can buy typical souvenirs from traditional to quirky, like magnets featuring Albania's ex-dictator Enver Hoxha. Locals also shop here. I opt for a sweet souvenir, Albanian honey.
That's echt good. That's really good. Sorry.
There are many cafes and restaurants around the market. I try an Albanian specialty, lakro burek, crispy phyllo pastry with various fillings.
I'm having the classic combo of spinach and cheese. That's the best Albanian street food.
It costs 80 lek, just under €1. I want to learn more about Albania's history. The country was under communist rule from 1947 to 1991, led by dictator Enver Hoxha until his death in 1985. I visit a museum in a former nuclear bunker on the outskirts of the city.
Enver Hoxha built lots and lots of these bunkers in communist times, and until today Albania is the country with the most bunkers in the world. This one has 106 rooms, so I'm curious to see it.
The entrance doors are made of 4 tons of reinforced concrete and designed to withstand heavy attacks. The complex was the underground headquarters of the Albanian General Staff during the Cold War. The museum leads visitors through original rooms, including Hoxha's, with historical exhibits and multimedia installations. Paranoid about attacks from both the West and Eastern Bloc, the dictator often sealed off Albania. The museum captures the era's oppressive atmosphere.
After the dark bunker, I need some fresh air and a change of scenery. The cable car station was just a 5-minute walk. Now let's see what kind of views we can get.
The Daiti Express takes you up to over 1,000 meters in 15 minutes. A return trip costs 1,500 lek, that's around €15. Time to check out modern Tirana. I join a guided tour.
Welcome to Tirana, guys. My name is Erin. I grew up here in the city, so let's say I'll be your local guide for today, where we cover some of the main attractions in Tirana, about the street art scene and the modern architecture.
Futuristic new buildings have been springing up in recent years. This striking one on Skanderbeg Square is inspired by the national hero Skanderbeg.
It's an abstract design that will have a few details that will make it look like a bust or like a head, where you might be able to see the nose popping out in front of the building. There's like 4 floors creating the shape of the nose, the ears on both sides, and also the chin.
Since the 2000s, street art is on the rise here. Erin shows us murals that often tell stories about social change and the city's residents. Now I head to Tirana's trendy district.
Now I'm in Bloku, that's the Albanian word for block. It used to be a neighborhood only for the regime's elite, but today anyone can go in and it's one of the most vibrant parts of Tirana.
I saved a special highlight for sunset, the Pyramid of Tirana. It was built in 1988 as a museum for dictator Enver Hoxha. Today it's a hub for startups and creatives. The view reflects Tirana's blend of past and present.
I think Tirana is just the right size to visit in a day. I've shown you some of its highlights, from its rich history to the more modern parts. As always, there's so much more to see. What about you? Would you like to explore Tirana for yourself?
And now we meet ballet dancer Vivian Asal Kunavard. She's based in Berlin, but her roots lie in Iran, a country where dancing in public is illegal. Through her art, she wants to draw attention to the plight of Iranian women and give them a voice.
Vivian Asal Kunavard dances for freedom, not just her own, but for women and young girls in Iran who cannot express themselves openly.
Dance for me is a way of expression, like language. Instead of speaking with your mouth and your tongue, it will be like my body will express all the feelings, all the stories I have in my brain.
Vivian is a member of the Staatsballett Berlin, where she has found a home as a professional dancer. The company has over 80 members. Vivian was born and raised in Sweden, where her dance studies began. But her parents are from Iran. Dancing in public is generally forbidden there, especially among women. So what happens if you're caught?
What I know of is that people get, for example, arrested. Their Instagram will be shut down, confiscated, maybe their phones. There will be definitely trouble. The morality police would come after you.
But why is dance perceived so negatively there?
I guess it's because it's a way of expression. It's something different from speaking, and it involves with your body, and it's something that you need to cover in Iran.
In defiance of that ban from afar, Vivian choreographs her own pieces with a strong message: stop the oppression of women in Iran.
You can't silence her. I am her, and she is me.
Vivian has never been to Iran herself, but she's aware of the increased radicalization there.
I think it all started around the time of COVID. I had a lot of time to think and reflect. I was reading a lot online, and I think one specific thing that made me really emotional was just hearing about this honor killing about a father in Iran that killed his daughter because she was in love and she was ready to run away with her partner.
Has she received any feedback from Iranian women about her work or the message that she's trying to convey?
I have been in touch with some dance students in Iran, and also women that have escaped, that have come here and they're dancing here, and I've been in touch with them and try to help them when it comes to dance.
Considering that oppressive regimes often limit art and freedom, does she feel her work might sometimes be perceived as a threat in Iran?
I've never thought of it. I've never worried about it. I've just been really focused about, like, at this point I'm at a place where I can speak freely about it, and that's the only thing I think about, that I have that voice.
Viviana Sau-Koonavaard's dance, and with it her voice, are becoming more powerful and hopefully helping women without a voice to be heard.
And on that inspiring note, we've come to the end of the show. But follow us on our social media channels for more fun stories from around Europe. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time.
It's time now for French Connections, our weekly look at the intricacies of life here in France with Florence Villeminot. Hi, Flo.
Hey, Jeannie.
This week, we wanted to actually take a step back from all of the bleak, dark news to focus on something a little bit lighter, amusement parks. Now, France, of course, might be known for things like chateaux or cuisine or couture, but it is actually quietly home to Europe's most varied amusement park industry.
France has a network of theme parks, les parcs d'attractions, across the country, and there really is something for everyone. Now, ironically, at the very top of the pile sits an unmistakable American institution, which is Disneyland Paris, located towards the east of the capital. With roughly 15 million visitors a year, it is in a league of its own. Now, when it was first opened in 1992, it was known as Euro Disney, and at the time, critics called it a symbol of cultural imperialism, though it must be said it's been very much domesticated since.
I was actually at the opening of Euro Disney a million years ago. All right, for those of you who want something a little more made in France, as we might say, you can head to Parc Astérix. Now, this is an amusement park that's north of the capital. With 2.8 million visitors a year, Parc Astérix is the second most visited amusement park in France.
Absolutely, and it was opened in 1989. Now, Parc Astérix channels the irreverent spirit of the beloved Astérix and Obélix comic books, which talk about this rebellious Gaulish village which resists the Roman army. Now, what makes Parc Astérix truly special is its personality. It's unapologetically French. Disneyland might be a little bit polished, but Parc Astérix is very much all about slapstick and satire. And also they have these incredible rides. Just look at the hair on this girl. They also have amazing food, being a French park, of course, and themed food. You can, for instance, find wild boar burgers. It really is a favorite for fans and also the people that work there.
On a le cœur à 1000 à l'heure en fait, c'est comme si j'étais partie courir un marathon alors que j'ai rien fait.
C'est votre première fois au Parc Astérix?
Non, on l'a déjà fait plusieurs fois.
Elle est comment ta tenue pour le défilé?
Divine. C'est vraiment waouh, c'est royal, vraiment c'est une robe de star.
Now, if Parc Astérix is all about promoting a fictional French past, there's another popular theme park that's about telling all about real French history.
This one is very niche. It's called the Puy du Fou, and it offers something altogether different. You don't have rides or mascots or anything. You have history that's performed at a cinematic scale. So it's located in western France in the Vendée region, and it is the third most visited park. Each year, more than 2 million people come to see these incredible shows. You can see some of them here. They depict medieval battles, Viking raids, Roman spectacles. Now, the park actually uses a very large number of volunteers for these shows. They're called les Puy Follets, and these shows are apparently epic.
C'est assez grandiose, quoi. La machinerie est impressionnante, quoi.
It's true. Those shows at Puy du Fou are truly spectacular. And the Puy du Fou has actually inspired some spin-off parks in other countries in Spain and in China, making it one of France's most successful cultural exports. But we have to say, it isn't without controversy.
The founder of the Puy du Fou is a French aristocrat and a conservative politician named Philippe de Villiers. Now, critics say that the park is part of a mémoire réactionnaire, so a kind of reactionary memory. That is to say that it promotes a past that's tied to monarchy and Catholic tradition and resistance to revolutionary transformations. In short, critics say that it's all about nostalgic myth-making of conservative values. And for instance, many historians have criticized the park's perceived one-sided treatment of the Vendée War, which is a counter-revolutionary war, an insurrection, if you will, that took place in the Vendée region during the French Revolution.
So if Puy du Fou romanticizes the past, if you like, there is another French theme park that does just the opposite. It looks toward the future.
It's called Futuroscope, and it is located in the western city of Poitiers. Now, Futuroscope is very unusual. It's all about the future and technology and imagination rather than fairy tales or comic books. It's often considered Europe's most educational amusement park, which might sound like the opposite of fun, but it is actually a beloved a theme park as well. It was built in 1987, so it's kind of a relic about how people saw the future back then.
Qu'est-ce que c'est le futur? Quelque chose de particulier, un nouveau monde. Et ce nouveau monde, tu l'as là sous les yeux? Ouais, plus calme, plus tranquille.
I'm sorry to break it to you, buddy, but calm and quiet is not what the future brought. Now, it must be said that the park has reinvented itself in recent years. For instance, these days it has more conventional thrill rides.
Another great park to go check out. All right, let's take a minute now to step way, way, way back into the past and take a look at the ancestors of these amusement parks in France.
That's right. We're talking about France's traditional fun fairs, les fêtes foraines. Now, these date back all the way to the Middle Ages. And this is our word du jour, forain, which refers to someone from outside of town. So these are essentially these fairground workers who moved from city to city with their rides and stands. Now, today, these forains often have these family-run businesses really that pass down through the generations. Just check out this ghost train, very much a family affair.
Préféré faire ça que d'aller à l'école.
Là, je suis dans le moment un peu clé où c'est qu'il est pratiquement formé, c'est que je vais pouvoir me retirer doucement. Vous voyez, parce que c'est ça le but de la manœuvre, c'est qu'il puisse perdurer la tradition du train fantôme et foraine, quoi. Ça va, maman? Maman, 83 ans, elle veut pas partir en retraite, elle préfère continuer à travailler.
Now, fêtes foraines are still very popular today across France, but the most famous one might be here in Paris. It's called the Foire du Trône, and it's held every spring in the 12th arrondissement of Paris. And it has been around, get ready for it, since 957. Isn't that wild? Now, every year it draws millions of visitors, and actually it's one of Europe's largest fun fairs, and definitely a rival to France's more sophisticated theme parks.
Florence Villeminot, thank you so much for that French Connections. Don't forget, you can take a look at all our different French connections on the website. The address is france24.com. It's time now for French Connections, our weekly look at the intricacies of life here in France with our very own Florence Villeminot. Hi, Flo.
Hey, Jeannie.
This week, we're going to take a step back and take a deep dive into the freedom of speech. Now, this has been in the news a lot, stateside, obviously, following the assassination of the influential conservative activist Charlie Kirk, the temporary suspension of the stand-up Jimmy Kimmel and his show. But we wanted to take a look at how things stand here in France, actually, compared to the United States.
Well, freedom of speech is seen as a fundamental freedom in France that dates all the way back to the French Revolution. In fact, it's enshrined in French law by Article 11 of the Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Citizen from 1789, which is part of France's constitutional framework. So let's look at Article 11. It says that the free communication of ideas and opinions is one of the most precious of the rights of man. Every citizen may accordingly speak, write, and print with freedom, but shall be responsible for such abuses of this freedom as shall be defined by the law. So as you can see, there are limits in France.
Right, and the European Convention on Human Rights also protects freedom of expression in France. And like in many democracies, freedom of expression is not absolute. You can't say anything you want to say. What are some of the things that are actually punishable by French law?
Well, there are strict laws, particularly the freedom of the press law from 1881, which is often described as liberté surveillée. So also a supervised freedom, because while it grants wide-ranging freedom, it also sets very strict legal limits regarding, for instance, defamation or insults. For instance, if you attack someone's honor or reputation, particularly when it comes to their ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or even if they have a handicap. And this is where it's very different from the United States, where hate speech is actually protected by the First Amendment. And you can also see there are strict legal limits when it comes to incitement of hatred or violence with, say, racist or anti-Semitic or sexist or even homophobic speech. There is a big difference in France between targeting ideas and targeting people. Just listen to the late Christophe Deloire when he was the Secretary General of Reporters Without Borders.
Il n'y a aucune raison que je sois empêché de rire de telles pensées, de critiquer telle croyance. En revanche, le droit français condamne les atteintes aux personnes, les appels à la discrimination, les appels à la haine.
Now, if you say something illegal in France, you can be fined or even face a prison sentence. And there have been some very high-profile examples of this. For instance, the actress Brigitte Bardot, she has been fined several times for racial discrimination, or even the stand-up comedian Dieudonné. He was fined and received prison sentences, same thing for racial discrimination. That being said, it's very hard to monitor hate speech in France, particularly online. And this was very clear after the vicious murder of Samuel Paty, a secondary school teacher, following a class he gave on freedom of speech.
Now, French law goes even further than just protecting public order, dignity, and the rights of others. It also punishes what we call here the apology of terrorism, which means praising or encouraging terrorists, as well as the denial of crimes against humanity.
That's right. In 1990, France passed something called the Loi Gayssot. Now, the main purpose of this law was to combat racism and anti-Semitism and xenophobia. But it's actually most famous for a specific provision, and that is the criminalization of Holocaust denial. Now, violators can face up to 1 year in prison and a fine of 45,000 euros. There was a massive debate around this law that continues today, it must be said, with supporters seeing this as a necessary safeguard against anti-Semitism and the falsification of history and the spread of hate speech. But critics say this restricts freedom of expression and, history should not be legislated. It's up to historians to really set things straight.
Dans un État démocratique, on ne fait pas de loi qui qualifie le passé, sauf dans les États totalitaires. Et la France a été la seule jusqu'à présent à se lancer dans cette dérive législative.
And so we can't talk about freedom of speech here in France without talking about Charlie Hebdo.
That's right. The satirical magazine became globally known for its very provocative cartoons, including depictions of religious figures like the Prophet Muhammad. And publishing these cartoons, we must remember, is legal here in France because, even though they might be very offensive to some people, there are no blasphemy rules here in France. It's not a crime, for instance. Now, you'll remember in 2015, terrorists murdered 12 people at Charlie Hebdo's offices. And this tragedy sparked a movement in defense of freedom of speech that was really, I guess you could say, could all come down to this expression du jour that I chose, Je suis Charlie. We saw people coming out saying, I am Charlie, really to show just how much they wanted to defend freedom of expression here in France, but around the world as well.
Now, interestingly, in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk in the United States, people there started picking up this slogan, I am Charlie.
That's right. They're saying, I am Charlie. And it's interesting because some people here in France have taken offense to that, while others argue, whether you agree with him or not, Charlie Kirk also was a defender of freedom of speech. But this tale of two Charlies really does illustrate a key difference between France and the United States when it comes to free speech. Because in France, it's very paternalistic. The state actively polices the boundaries of free speech, whereas in the United States, there's minimal government interference. In many ways, it's a free market of ideas. It's private actors like social media or employers. They'll really decide the limits of what they'll tolerate when it comes to speech. And so we've seen in the United States, for instance, some people have lost their jobs because they criticized Charlie Kirk, something that most probably would be defended by freedom of speech laws here in France.
It's certainly interesting to compare the two. Thanks so much for that, Florence Villeminot, with that French Connections. Don't forget, if you want to take a closer look or check out any of the other French Connections that we've done for you, you can always do that on our website. The address is france24.com.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 newsroom from our studios at number 5 Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano. I'm Frema Edunyame. Coming up, the Office of the Special Prosecutor arrests acting head of legal affairs at the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA, Freeman Saba, for his alleged involvement in corruption. President of KNUST chapter of University Teachers Association calls for resignation of members of parliament implicated in Hwidiam residents' attack on military over illegal mining.
You can't make the rules for people to obey and yet go behind the rules and breaking them. And no argument from their end can convince anyone. Therefore, you should give it the space and honorably resign, including his campaign boss.
Ruins of China City Mall at Santase in Kumasi demolished by city authorities following a fire outbreak last week.
We also have in mind that in case they will have to rebuild, which we don't know now, if they will have to rebuild, we need to make sure a lot of critical actions are taken in terms of the kind of structures that they have to do, materials that have to be used, how it should be, how the surroundings should be, in terms of the fire protective.
Rice farmers demand immediate government intervention as grain glut continues to threaten their livelihoods.
In a month, we used to supply not with less than 20,000 tons within a month. But currently, even within the year, we cannot even be able from 2025 January up to date. We've not sold even up to 5 tons.
In Channel 1 Business. International Monetary Fund urges Ghana to ensure stronger fiscal discipline to consolidate macroeconomic gains. And in Channel 1 Sports, FIFA talent coach hails GFA for organizing championship to identify female football talents among the youth. Many thanks for joining us. Now in our first story, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, has arrested the acting head of legal at the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, Freeman Saba. Mr. Saba is under investigation for suspected corruption and corruption-related offences, as well as obstruction of justice in respect of the GRA Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited SML Revenue Assurance Contract. This was disclosed by the OSP in a Facebook post on Monday. The OSP is preparing to prosecute several individuals implicated in the SML's contract by the end of November 2025. Now moving to the Ashanti region, city authorities have pulled down the remains of the China City Mall at Santase in Kumasi following the devastating fire that gutted the facility last week. Clearing works are currently underway, with officials insisting that the owners must put in place adequate safety measures before any reconstruction can begin. Channel One News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani has more.
What was once a bustling shopping destination in Kumasi has now been reduced to rubble as excavators work through the debris to clear the sites. The China City Mall, located at Santase, was completely destroyed after a fierce fire swept through the structure. Fire officials have since raised concerns about safety lapses and management's negligence during the incident. City authorities say reconstruction will only be permitted after strict safety protocols are implemented and approved.
The structure have been pulled down because it poses a threat to passerbys and people within the community. Then we also have to make sure that nobody uses any material that is on board that is capable of causing any other problem or disaster. That is why we make sure we put the structure down through the help of the mayor of Kumasi.
So what's the next step now?
What we have to do now, we need to make sure they first clear the land. We take a critical look at the land, look at the surroundings, and see whether it is a place that you can actually put on any structure or any type of the structure. So that is what we are going to do. But first, we need to make sure they clear the land before any other thing will go on. We also have in mind that in case they will have to rebuild, which we don't know now, if they will have to rebuild, we need to make sure a lot of critical actions are taken in terms of the kind of structures that they have to do, materials that have to be used, how it should be, how the surroundings should be, in terms of the fire protective and other disaster measures that they have to take before you put out the structure.
Meanwhile, investigations by fire officers are still ongoing to determine the exact cause of the blaze. This excavator in the background is spending days to clear the site, but city authorities say they will ensure due diligence is done before the rebuilding of the facility here. Hafiz Tijani, Channel One News, Santase, Ashanti Region.
The Office of the Attorney General, AG, has officially withdrawn all charges against Mr. Edward Akwoku, a manager of Akonta Mining Company Limited, and the fourth accused person in the ongoing criminal case involving the company and its officials. A formal notice filed at the Accra High Court Criminal Division on Monday, November 3, indicated that the withdrawal was made in accordance with Section 59 of the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960, Act 30. Akwoku was facing charges alongside four others: Akonta Mining Limited, Chairman Wuntumi, Operations Manager of Akonta Mining, Kwedru Usubempa, and a co-director of the company, Kwame Entry, who alongside with Bempa are currently said to be alleged. The charges stem from illegal mining operations allegedly carried out in the Tano Nimri Forest Reserve without express authorization. The Public Accounts Committee has recommended the prosecution of officials from several state institutions, including the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, for failing to comply with its directives within a 30-day deadline. The committee had ordered the institutions to recover various financial infractions, including unearned salaries, but according to auditors, only a few have complied. As a result, the committee has referred the offending officials to the Attorney General for prosecution. There is more in this report.
Move came as the Public Accounts Committee began the final week of its two-week public hearings, focusing on the Auditor General's latest report. Appearing before the committee, Communications Minister Sam George disclosed that the ministry has referred the controversial Smart Infraco deal to the Attorney General for advice. This follows revelations from the Auditor General that the ministry paid 6 million cedis to Smart Infraco for a connectivity platform without proper supporting expenditure documents.
That you cannot alter the terms of a parent contract in such a manner that vitiates the intent of the original contract. Because the original contract said you could not assign more than 20%. Now you have a situation where you've done an addendum that has taken over the entire right and handed them over. So again, that's a question for the lawyers to determine if that is legally right and permissible by our laws. But the change in the terms are on the basis of that addendum. Now the question is, against the spirit and letter of the original contract, is that admissible? The fact that it was signed, is it legally tenable, and is that's a matter for the Attorney General that we've written to.
Also before the committee was the Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, who proposed that 2.5% of oil revenue be dedicated to human capital development.
It is my view that in future, these two institutions can relate. The Ghana Student Loan Trust Fund and the Scholarship Authority. My view, even though I campaigned unsuccessfully, was that we should earmark 2.5% of oil revenue for human capital development and human resource development, so that into the future we could have what pertains in Sri Lanka, a Ghana Bursaries and Scholarship Authority, so that one arm of it will be responsible for bursaries to pay it to a no-fee stress category of persons.
He also cautioned universities against increasing fees under the government's no-fee stress policy.
I've seen some schools increasing their fees because government says it's absorbing them. We won't accept it, so make sure you issue consequential instructions to your schools not to take advantage of that.
With many institutions yet to comply with the committee's orders, the Public Accounts Committee has referred the officials of these institutions to the Attorney General for prosecution.
Those people who haven't responded or done it within 30 days, I'll recommend all of them to the Attorney General for prosecution. It's just that simple. Comfort Anoche, you have on end salary of 3 million and you will not respond or get anything. Regional Health, is it Aguna East, Tier 2 contributions. You haven't responded. Amansi South. All these people, we are recommending them for prosecution, and it's just that simple.
The committee will continue with its public hearings on Tuesday, November 5, 2025, and it is expected that the issues of small-scale and illegal mining will be heavy on the agenda as the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and its agencies appear before the Public Accounts Committee. From Parliament House here in Accra, Charles Osukumi for Channel One News.
The president of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor Eric Abavari, has called for the immediate resignation of the two members of parliament allegedly linked to illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. His call follows a violent attack on military personnel from the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, by about 600 youth at Bruni Krom Hwidim. The youth were reportedly mobilized by the members of parliament for Esutufi North and South, Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Addo and Honorable Collins Dauda. Channel One News' Ashanti regional correspondent Fatih Aminu Ibrahim reports.
The incident occurred on Saturday, November 1st at Bruni Krom Hwidim after soldiers arrested two suspected illegal miners and seized vehicles and weapons during an operation by the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat. The arrest triggered chaos among some residents who confronted the task force, prompting police intervention. With the support of community leaders, the Hwidim Police Command safely escorted the military team to Kenyasi. Reports indicate that the youth were allegedly organized by Esutufi North MP, Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Addo, under the directive of Esutufi South MP, Honorable Collins Dauda. Speaking to Channel One News, UTAG KNUST President Professor Eric Abavari said the alleged involvement of the two lawmakers has brought Parliament into disrepute, making their resignation imperative.
on the moral grounds and the shame they've brought to themselves. You see, you can't make the rules for people to obey and yet go behind the rules and breaking them. And no argument from their end can convince anyone. Therefore, you should give it the space and honorably resign, including his campaign boss, Collins Dauda.
He also urged the Majority Caucus to caution its members allegedly involved in the practice, describing their conduct as a national embarrassment that tarnishes Ghana's international image.
And so, whatever happened in the incident, and having those two big MPs involved vindicate our long-held suspicion. And so, for me, the people of Ghana now know that indeed our speculation is not actually a fluke, but indeed it holds water. Then the majority MPs who are there should take necessary steps, to correct this, because it doesn't know to anybody's benefit. And it's a disgrace even in the eyes of the international community.
Meanwhile, the MP for Estufi North, Honorable Ebenezer Kwekuado, has denied the allegations, insisting he has been instrumental in restoring calm in the area.
The general public have raised concerns about the complicity of political figures in the Galamsey menace and have thus urged the government to take stringent actions against all persons found culpable. For Channel News, I am Fatih Amin Ibrahim, Ashanti Radio.
Now for more on this, we are joined on the phone lines by the Director of Communications for the Lands Ministry, Ama Mausi Mawanyefia. Thank you very much, Ama, for joining us.
Thank you, Firma. Good evening. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. Trust you're well too.
I am well.
Great. Now, can you walk us through the official account on what happened during the 9-month operation at Hwidiam that led to the attack on your team?
Okay. The Director of Operations, Colonel Dominic Boa, had shared some snippets of a story with us the day prior to say there was a raid that they had conducted on their way back from Goso, sorry. And originally, the plan was for them to go to Goso to conduct a recce in line with the deployment of the men for the forest reserves and water bodies, the permanent deployment of the security men in those areas. So they had gone to Goso for the recce on their way back. Now, around the Bonikrom, some of his team members sighted an excavator working around a certain area, and they saw some makeshift structures along the road. And so they prompted him, and then he stopped. And they went there to go and find out what was happening. Per what he has shared, he said some of the guys who were on the site had bolted, but there was one gentleman who was operating an excavator, so they stopped to interrogate him and ask questions, and asked that he ask the owner of the area or the concession to come by, for questioning. And then the first gentleman who came there identified himself as a defense intelligence representative for the region. And then he later called two other gentlemen who came here. And based on NIMO's protocol and what Colonel Boa, based on the feedback that he got from them, he decided that he needed to arrest them. And before he could do that, he actually arrested them, and then he has shared those snippets with us. And then he said he was going to share the rest of the story with us later. And before they could process them and take them to the police station and all of that, according to him, Honorable Ebenezer Ado came on site with a group of men asking for the release of these people, including one Burkinabe. And then he said he wouldn't budge because these are the concession owners, these are the kingpins, and per his job or per his line of protocol, they were to be arrested and taken to the police station. So if they had any issues, they could go to the police station to, go and sort it out. And it ensued in a scuffle of a sort. So with tensions rising and all of that, they realized that a lot more people, were coming to the site. And Honorable Ebenezado's claim was that he had been sent there by Honorable Collins Dowda to come and ascertain what the situation was on the ground. And so he wanted to speak to Colonel Bois.
Right now, how...
The back and forth.
Okay, please go on. Go on.
Yeah, so the back and forth, all of that, and the ensuing events was the pictures and the videos that we saw with the mob action and trying to overpower NIMOS, destroying their vehicle, and they had to take the intervention of another police unit to come and rescue the NIMOS team and then whisk them away. And so that is what ensued from the report that we received.
Right now, how many of your team members were affected, and share with us the extent of damage?
So the team members, the NIMOS team members were about 10, including Colonel Bois himself. Typically, Colonel Bois would not join the team on operations. Not always, actually, but this was a separate operation. So they had not specifically gone to Hwidiem or Bonikrom to go and do with us. And they were on their way and they saw it. And for them, per their mandates and their protocol, forest reserves, water bodies, roadsides, any mining activities in those areas are forbidden. And so once they had spotted a mining activity that was being conducted by the roadside, they felt they needed to investigate, and that was the result.
Right. So after this incident, what security and safety measures has NIMOS put in place to ensure that team members or officers who go to the field are safe and protected?
So these are trained security people. NIMOS is a combination of soldiers. We have policemen, we have NIB, and all of that. I think this was particularly an isolated case because we have not seen that with the NIMOS team before. This was an isolated case, and it shouldn't have happened. We actually condemn this act, and the minister has been clear on that to say we condemn this. We have also engaged the Speaker of Parliament on it. The IGP has also chipped in, and so investigations are ongoing. And once we get to the root cause of the matter, who the actual perpetrators were, what actually led to this and all of that, I think we will share with the people of Ghana.
Very well, Director of Communications, Lands Ministry, Ama Mausi Mawanyefia. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Frema. Have a good evening.
Great. Now, away from that, President John Dramani Mahama is calling for the creation of a new platform to engage Sahel states in joint security efforts against violent extremism, describing instability in the sub-region as a cancer that will spread if not tackled collectively. He made the call at a joint press briefing while visiting German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier at Jubilee House in Accra. Channel One News' presidential correspondent Akusi Oche reports.
The German president arrived at the Jubilee House to meet with President John Dramani Mahama following his arrival in Ghana on Sunday. The two leaders held bilateral talks focused on strengthening economic cooperation, renewable energy, and industrial growth. Addressing the press after the closed-door meeting, President John Mahama discussed regional security issues. He noted that the withdrawal of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso from ECOWAS and their absence from the Accra Initiative had weakened regional coordination in combating terrorism.
Unfortunately, currently, the AES states are not participating in the Accra Initiative. And so what I've been engaged with is seeking a new platform that can bring them on board, because the fight is not theirs alone. It's a sub-regional fight, because violent extremism is like a cancer. It continues to grow and spread. And so currently we have discussions. I was in Mali a week ago to discuss the issue of a joint platform where we can collaborate to help them, and the international community can assist in the joint fight against violent extremism.
Both countries are also advancing discussions on a labor agreement that would enable Ghanaian workers to access employment opportunities in Germany.
Bilateral agreements between us and other European countries that allow these skilled young people to go and work on fixed contracts in Europe be able to earn a decent income and bring that expertise back to our country is the better way to go. And so the discussions with Germany are ongoing, and I believe that at the end of those discussions, we'll be able to find a way where we're able to contribute to ameliorate the skills shortage that Europe is facing, but at the same time, create opportunities for our young people to be able to experience a whole new world.
The German president commended Ghana's business-friendly environment, describing the country as one of the best destinations for investment and partnership.
Ghana is already a very attractive location for many companies and a very important hub here in the region. A hub that allows you also to serve the markets in the vicinity, in the neighborhood here. And you have many advantages speaking in your favor that you wouldn't find elsewhere in Africa. The people here are well skilled. English is widely spoken, and also I hasten to add the time difference between Ghana and Europe is negligible. These are all factors that, taken together, make Ghana the ideal partner.
Rice farmers across the country are facing a major crisis due to a significant glut in the market that threatens their livelihoods. Rice fields are abundant with harvest but with no available market, leaving many farmers in debt, while processing factories are being forced to lay off workers as sales continue to plummet. The farmers are therefore calling for urgent government intervention. A Northern Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf, visited some factories and filed this report.
At the Tamana Rice Factory in Nasia in the Northeast region, thousands of bags of processed rice remain piled up, unsold and unused. The factory alone has over 10,000 metric tons of rice sitting idle, raising serious concerns for both farmers and processors. Speaking to Channel One TV, the Chief Executive Officer of Tamana Company Limited, Alhaji Saibu Brema, expressed deep frustration over the glut and its impact on the livelihood of farmers and factory workers.
In terms of tons, currently I have over 10,000 tons in my warehouse. Both milled and unmilled rice are all packed. Nobody is buying that rice. And those days, in a month, we used to supply not with less than 20,000 tons within a month. But currently, even with a year, we cannot even be able from 2025 January up to date. We've not sold even up to 5 tons of rice.
Amid the crisis, the Rice Farmers Association has threatened to boycott this year's Farmers' Day celebration, with other farmer groups expected to join in solidarity.
The call that our association made to our members that we are calling off the Farmers' Day celebration if something is not done. This initiative was established to celebrate the achievement of farmers. Now farmers are not happy in the country. What are we gathering to celebrate?
The glut has forced the Tamana Rice Factory to lay off over 50 workers, down from an initial workforce of more than 100 due to its inability to sustain operations amid the poor demand for local rice.
Currently, I used to work with 105 staff. Currently, I have reduced them to 45 workers. And if nothing has done, I'm sure by the next time, months we will solely lay off the remaining 45 staff.
A visit by Channel One TV to rice retail stores in Tamale revealed that consumers largely base their choices on price and availability.
From rice, we have some that cost really high. Let me take Peacock, for instance. It comes in only 10 kg. That will cost you like 300 cedis. Peacock. Lele, 25 kg will cost you like 700 and something, which can equally buy you twice 50 kg of the local rice.
For Channel One News, I am Shawana Yusuf, reporting from the Tamana Processing Company here in the Northeast region.
This is the Channel One newsroom. Still to come. International Monetary Fund urges Ghana to ensure stronger fiscal discipline to consolidate macroeconomic gains. We have the details and more coming up shortly. Do stay.
You are welcome to two of Ghana's finest addresses, Willow Lane and Alphabet City, located at Sakumono. Alphabet City is a premier gated community with 24/7 security. Willow Lane, where luxury meets comfort, spacious 4-bedroom homes with walk-in closet, elevators, and gourmet kitchen. Two lifestyles, one trusted developer at Waylead. Our buildings are ready for you to move in right now. So visit waylead.org or call 0240 111119 to book a private tour today. Waylead, your trusted home builder.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother Man Small. If you knew, it's your boy. Kill them all, kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the greats. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Coil. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa, faha.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go give me the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you go give me luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Netele Netiajahu.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you banked like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You're welcome, Netele.
Thank you very much.
Give us what's happening in business.
Let's go straight to our stories. An International Monetary Fund says Ghana must consolidate recent macroeconomic gains through stronger fiscal discipline, sustainable energy sector reforms, and improved governance across state-owned enterprises. The fund says these three areas remain priorities to maintain economic stability and prevent a relapse into fiscal imbalances. These reforms, according to the IMF, are key if Ghana is to lock in the progress and deliver real benefits for businesses and households. There's more in this report.
Ghana has made strong progress under its ongoing program with the IMF. The country met all quantitative targets for the June 2025 review. Ghana also completed a staff-level agreement for the fifth review of its extended credit facility with the fund in September this year. In an interview on Channel One TV's The Point of View with Bernard Avle, IMF resident representative to Ghana, Dr. Adrian Otta, said that while the progress is commendable, further structural reforms are needed to consolidate the gains.
On the continued fiscal discipline, I think this is important for the country to strengthen how the government manages its finances, boost revenue, domestic revenue, also improve the tax administration, and ensuring that public spending is efficient and transparent. The second important aspect is the energy sector. And the government has renegotiated recently the legacy areas with the IPPs, with the independent power producers, and has taken steps to improve the revenues of the ECG and the cash waterfall mechanism. But this is not sufficient. More work has to be done. Further steps need to reduce the arrears and ensure that financial sustainability of the energy sector is in place.
IMF resident rep added that improving governance and transparency across major state-owned enterprises, including ECG, Cocoa Board, and GNPC, will be critical to sustaining progress. On the broader economy, he noted that the real stabilization effects of the IMF-supported program are expected to become more visible in the coming months.
Most of the effects, the stabilization effects, have already taken place. You know, if inflation comes down, then prices will stabilize. If the currency appreciates or stabilizes, again, imported goods will feel cheaper. What it needs now is basically incomes to catch up, and thus, therefore, if you want, the purchasing power of the people will rebound after this shock and years of effort.
The final approval by the IMF Executive Board is expected by the end of December 2025 for the disbursement of about $385 million in budgetary support to Ghana.
Now, energy stakeholders are projecting further declines in fuel prices if recent improvements in macroeconomic conditions and favorable international petroleum prices persist. The projection follows the latest round of price cuts by OMCs in the first pricing window of November. Daniel Sakiti has more in this report.
The drop in fuel prices come as a relief for consumers, allowing them to save more on fuel expenses. Stakeholders say the reduction was expected given the recent appreciation of the cedi and falling global petroleum prices. Speaking to Channel One Business, Executive Director for the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Isia, said the improved macroeconomic indicators and declining international benchmark prices presents an opportunity for sustained relief at the pumps.
From our observation, we don't think that price of petroleum products will escalate or will surge much by December. What we think is likely going to happen is that the price of these various finished products normally used in Ghana are going to see some form of plummeting, or they are likely going to decline further to almost about 10 Ghana cedis per litre to each of these products, especially petrol.
Meanwhile, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers has urged managers of the economy to sustain the cedi's appreciation to help further drive down fuel prices. Executive Secretary Duncan Amwa made the call in an interview with Channel One Business.
The best measure of
your economy, check the pumps, how much the fuel is selling for. If it is coming down simply due to interventions by the central bank or the finance ministry, then you know that something right is being done. And I think that so far, so very well. The handlers of this economy seem to be on track in getting the kind of numbers that we would all want to see, and for which you are seeing the pumps delivering those numbers. They should keep it up. They should not go to sleep, because if the numbers reverse, will come very hard at them.
Energy stakeholders insist a strong currency will play a key role in driving down fuel prices. They want government to channel all efforts to ensure the local currency continues to appreciate against major international trading currencies. For Channel One Business, I am Daniel Sakiti.
Let's now bring you an update on how the currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for business. I am Neteli Ajahu. Back to you, Frema.
Thank you very much, Neteli. Now to some other stories. A section of the Kaswa-Winneba Road is expected to be open to traffic before Christmas, according to the contractor, NAG Fairmont Constructions Limited. This partial opening is expected to ease mobility along the corridor, where ongoing construction works have made commuting increasingly difficult. Currently, the poor state of the road, compounded by the construction activity, has resulted in heavy congestion and frustration for road users. Meanwhile, the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana has commended the John Mahama-led government for continuing legacy road projects inherited from the previous administration, while also initiating new ones. Our Central Regional Correspondent, Akwesiado, reports.
Construction on the Kaswa-Winneba Road, which began in late 2023, has caused severe discomfort for drivers and passengers alike. Prolonged traffic jams, dusty road conditions, and rough surfaces have forced many commercial transport operators to suspend operations, while others have increased fares due to the hardships. Commercial drivers say the current condition of the road has made the stretch almost unmotorable.
Even though you brepa driving be fi abekwa go takrade na usisi na ya edu fie mpo impaso kra no area be dia agro a problem ommo mode anwonye contractor ne kasa no nye man na ye wontoye ye be sell contractor so ommo mode anye bebi a emfa traffic ase ma te say the agent so even wo bie ma ekwa na efa so a
Leaders of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana to visit the construction site to assess the progress of work. During an interaction with officials of NAG Fairmont Constructions Limited, the company executing the road expansion and redesign, the association was informed that a section of the road would soon be completed and opened to traffic to ease the transportation burden. Currently, the stretch from Winneba to Ocherekun has been asphalted, while work has also commenced from the Kaswa end. Foreman in charge of the Kaswa-Fete Kakraba section, Jonathan Akon, told Channel One News that asphalting is progressing steadily and that portion of the road could be opened to traffic before Christmas.
040 days. After 040, now asphalt comes. Yeah.
Okay. So we are asphalting from which end to which end of the road?
We are starting from 0 point to 720. Yeah. The 0 point starting from Kaswa and then end to Fete Kakraba. Yeah.
So when are we expected to finish with this and then probably open to traffic? Will it be before Christmas?
Probably Christmas. We can finish the asphalt first layer and then we are opening the road for the cars. Yeah.
Leaders of the Concerned Drivers Association have urged the contractor to meet the set timeline while applauding the Mahama administration for continuing and expanding existing road infrastructure projects to improve national connectivity. When completed, the Kasua-Winneba Road will feature a 4-lane dual carriageway with underpasses and flyovers at key intersections to ensure smooth and uninterrupted traffic flow. Additional service lanes will cater to local traffic, significantly reducing travel time along the busy stretch.
We will tell the contractor to do a nice one, like the one we are standing on, so that the drivers will plight on it. So as he continues to do the other stretch, a lot of accidents and traffic and other things goes on this stretch. But we will plead with the contractor to make sure he does a good job for the drivers. We are very grateful for what we have seen. You can testify that he is truly doing what he said he would do. So we will commend the past government, but we will truly give the bigger margin to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for continuing this project.
This section of the Kasua-Winneba Road is expected to be opened to traffic even before Christmas. This will bring comfort to drivers and commuters here in the central region. For the Channel 1 newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Central Region.
Road users from Chiapiase and Mankranso along the Sunyani Main Road are expressing deep frustration over the deplorable condition of the road network. The road, which has been neglected for several years, poses grave dangers to motorists, particularly at night, when armed robbers often take advantage of the poor state of the stretch. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Bright Yeboah reports.
This stretch linking Achimangwa-Bieja and Sunyani has been a nightmare for motorists. For many years, this critical route has been in a deplorable state, leaving commuters frustrated and vulnerable. Deep potholes, eroded surfaces and uneven patches have made driving along this section of the road both difficult and hazardous. Drivers say the deteriorating condition of the road is severely affecting transportation and disrupting business activities.
Flying this road is like playing a TV game. Car race, you'll be dodging, swapping, and it's not a pothole, it's a manhole.
A load from Kumasi to Sunyani. Not free. Kumasi nyina besen ko ka Mankranso no e kwan ne nye titru free mopa to Mankranso no enye kura tutu eto da kasa kase no kura timi blocko e me san dan ye ho ko fa barkese
o de ka ya adwuma asisia na ka na ase niema nyina ka na ye basa.
Adding to the concerns is growing insecurity along the stretch, as robbers reportedly exploit the poor road conditions at night to ambush unsuspecting travelers.
Last me dibi mu ko Kumasi, me ba na jom ko bo. Filling station bi o ha, e ho ne ye nyina e be park ye. E den Mankranso ha ya akronfo aye den abe block kwan. E gina hodom from 11 ko pembe 2 o'clock. Na mo ye o operation wie ye.
Tem bia am robbers ta be bo ha. Nta be bo mo ba me now for be kra omo beche omo agi omo sika wo haya no kore am Robert stab bo hapa because of kwan na nya nti na nse ya no metwa so kakra ma ya nya sa wo ya dan wuduru ha obeto bo abo anse am Robert across.
At the roadside, a resident named Kwache is seen desilting a clogged gutter that serves as a key drainage channel. He explains that his efforts aim to ease movements for motorists, especially during heavy rains, when flooding makes the area nearly impassable. Commuters are appealing to government and relevant authorities to urgently rehabilitate the road to ensure safety and support economic activities in the area.
We are appealing to the government to sincerely come and work on the road because it's a 24-hour economy. And this road, we have been using it for 24 hours, 7 days a week. So the government is supposed to come and fix the road.
The President was talking about the big push. I don't know whether this road is part of the big push. Like we're very happy if they can do it very, very early. We're very happy because I apply this place almost every 2 weeks from Accra to Sunyani every 2 weeks.
Until something is done, commuters will continue to bear the brunt of a road that has outlived its purpose. For Channel 1 News, I am Bright Yeboah.
The Ghana Journalists Association, GJA, has expressed deep frustration over the failure of authorities to bring closure to the murder case of investigative journalist Ahmed Swaleh 7 years after his assassination. The GJA described the discontinuation of the case as unacceptable and a dangerous precedent that fuels impunity against journalists in the country. There is more in the following report by Channel One News' Christopher Kevin Asima.
Addressing the media to mark the International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists, GJA President Albert Kwabena Dwumfour expressed concern over the growing number of attacks on journalists, revealing that at least 13 cases of assault have been recorded between January and October this year alone. The association is therefore demanding a clear and transparent update from both the Attorney General's office and the Ghana Police Service on the current status of the case.
Now we are having contrary briefing or report, yes, information. So we are demanding a full and transparent explanation from the Attorney General's Department and the Criminal Investigative Department of the Ghana Police Service on the reasons for discontinuing the case. Urges the President of the Republic, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and a member of this noble association, to personally intervene to ensure justice is not buried with Ahmed Swaleh.
The GJA is also calling for an extension of the deadline for public submissions on the proposed misinformation, disinformation, hate speech, and other information bill. The association insists that the bill must undergo broader national consultation to avoid creating laws that may suppress free speech and weaken media freedom.
We are all witnesses to happenings online and offline, good and bad. We cannot deny that there are unacceptable materials in the traditional and new media platforms. Even though the GJA acknowledges the urgent need to stem the rising tide of misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech, the association firmly rejects any legislative process that excludes key stakeholders or threatens constitutionally guaranteed freedom of expression, media independence, and the public's right to information.
On the proposed Cybersecurity Amendments Bill, the association warned that some provisions in the draft legislation could pose a threat to press freedom.
If what the amendment seeks to cure will instead worsen or stifle the cyber ecosystem, then we would better tread cautiously. The GJA, and for that matter, the media, will always seek to protect the constitutionally guaranteed rights that are not taken away from us. We look forward to critical engagement on this bill. We call on the Cybersecurity Authority and the Ministry of Communications not to rush the amendment of these provisions.
The GJA also raised red flags about the proposed Cybersecurity Amendments Bill 2025, arguing that certain portions of the bill, if passed in its current form, could undermine press freedom. Reporting for Channel One News, I am Christopher Kevin Asima.
You're still live on the Channel One newsroom. We take a breather here. When we return, FIFA talent coach hails GFA for organizing championship to identify female football talents among the youth. We'll be right back. Do stay.
Having the right diagnosis can save your life. Welcome to SynLab. Inside the state-of-the-art facility, patients have the benefits of cutting-edge technology, experienced lab technicians, personalized care in our ultra-modern clinic, and most importantly, answers.
I've been doing all my tests at MedLab for over 20 years, till they rebranded to SynLab. You know, he was just a little boy when I started bringing him to MedLab. Oh, sorry, SynLab.
SynLab. SynLab is the new MedLab.
My family trusts SynLab.
At SynLab, our highly trained personnel give our clients personalized attention every step of the way.
SynLab is the preferred option for your annual routine health checks to avoid negative health surprises.
SynLab is the new MedLab.
SynLab. medical excellence for you.
When you buy, you build. Your purchase becomes progress. Each choice writes a better story for someone else.
Afro-quality. Buy African, build Africa.
Hey, Ghana. So you people know Miss Brother once more. If you knew, it's your boy. Kill them all, kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the grades. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Pearl. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa, faha.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From Natebia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it at all, so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Thanks for staying. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abekotre. Hi, Abeku.
Hi, friends.
How you doing?
I'm a miracle. You great too?
Thank you. I'm well.
Yeah.
Right. Looks like GFA is doing something good.
Yeah. So they have somebody from FIFA assigned, to the FA to go through things the FA do, especially with development of football. Yeah.
Please give us the details.
Okay, let's get into it, shall we now? FIFA talent coach Stouts McLaren has commended the Ghana Football Association for organizing the Elite Youth Regional Championship, describing it as a major step forward in the development of women's football here in the country. According to McLaren, the tournament has been hugely impressive, lauding both the quality of play and the enthusiasm displayed by the young participants. He stated that the championship provides invaluable opportunities for talent identification and player development, which are essential for strengthening the future of women's football here in Ghana.
Their face, playing with a real competitive spirit, supporting their teammates, and you can see from the celebrations at the end of the tournament, not just from the winning team, but from all of the teams. You can see the girls have had a wonderful experience, and for me as a talent spotter, it's been invaluable to see just how many fantastic young girls are out there playing football in Ghana. We have to continually strive to do is improve in all areas. I've seen talent certainly in goalkeepers. I've seen very strong, very competitive, very composed defenders, midfielders with really good game understanding and good technical ability to play penetrating passes. And I've seen forward players who are great in 1v1 situations, goal scorers with good movement and good finishing. So there is strength there in all areas of the pitch. But I think no matter what we do, we always want to try and improve in all of the aspects. So when we're identifying talent, the number one thing we need to look at is, does the player have a real passion and a real energy for the game? Do they have that hunger to play, that love for competing? Other aspects that are obviously vitally important is, How is their technical ability? Can they manipulate the ball? Can they receive the ball, move with the ball, distribute the ball, passing, shooting, crossing, etc.? Can they do those things well? Have they got the right character? You know, so can they respond when maybe things are difficult for them and challenging? Can they support their teammates? So these are some of
Away from the football agent has been arrested for allegedly threatening a Premier League player with a gun during an incident in London on September 6. The player, who is in his 20s and cannot be named for legal reasons, was left shaken by what police described as a horrendous ordeal. The players' club is aware of the situation and no injuries were reported. Another man is also alleged to have been blackmailed and threatened by the same suspect during the same incident. Police were called shortly after 11 p.m. and a 31-year-old man was arrested 2 days later on suspicions of possession of firearm with intent, blackmail, and driving without a license. He has been bailed as the Metropolitan Police continue their investigations. Well, away from there, Tottenham Hotspur's manager Thomas Frank has responded to footage showing that's Mickey van de Ven and Jet Spence walking straight down the tunnel after the defeat to Chelsea. The incident sparked debate among supporters, but Frank says the matter has been handled within the squad, with both players offering apologies for their reactions.
Mickey and Jet came into my office yesterday on prompt. Just said, I want to say sorry for the situation. They didn't want it to look bad or disrespectful or all kind of perception you can get in this beautiful media world. So that was not the intention at all towards me or the team or the club. They were just frustrated with the performance, the loss.
Well, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abeku-Audrey. That's your sports.
Thank you very much, Abeku. Right, and that's how we part company. This has been the Channel One Newsroom. Many thanks for watching. I'm Frema Odunyame.
Problem there. Better call Jesus. No, because problem no they like person. Now person they love problem. Seriously. By this time, WO is fine. Now you will be very fine, Yankasa. Every day, you people will be beating us by heart. Because you think we are nobody. You will be beating us by hearts. Last time, a journalist was interviewing someone, they beat the person. You people, you slap him. Journalists went to do something, slap, kick, boot, beatings every day. Civilian beating, journalists beating, everybody beating. Now you went to beat a young lady. Over how much? 65 Ghana cedis. Say you thought she is nobody. You thought she is like any of us. Now you have gone to slap a 2-star general's daughter, WO1. WO1 versus 2-star general. Agbena. You will eat slap like rice balls. Ubedi sotro sewache. Any mutu. You are looking at me. This one here, it's not like she was a civilian, just a civilian, so that they will shield you. The mere fact that, she's a 2-star general daughter. Oh, no. Your colleagues will beat you, so they can use the evidence of beating you as the evidence of beating you, as performance for promotion. Next time. Welcome to the show. This is Backpage on Channel One Television, and my name is Caleb Kuta. You will find me on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. Okay, so a little warning. I watched this video and I panicked. I don't know about you, but I really panicked. Let me show you just snippets. If my nephews and nieces are watching, please let them close their eyes. Or they should do like this.
Boss, today what? Boss, take you my one. Hey, go put me in the movie, so I will be present. Hey, you say,
Cut that in. It's okay. My heart. Look at how he first hits the woman's chest. Hey, the impact pushed her back. She lost balance, almost falling. Then he returns to slap her with both hands. Wah, wah. She was bouncing like tennis ball, like quack, quack. Hey! No, this guy is wicked. Did you see how, when he used the back of his hand to, oh my God, he smashed him like unwanted mosquito against the wall. This guy, he can kill person. This man is a wicked. It's not like he was fighting a fellow military man on the battlefield, no. Not even a fellow civilian man, like we can say man to man. He was unleashing raw violence on a young lady. Hey, this is not how Ghanaian men are trained. Where is this one from? This one is a mistake. Are you a beast or something? Did you see how he was beating the other man to ask for the guy? The person inside the pharmacy. He was like, hey, mommy, you come here. No, he was. No, they beat the boy. William, he shot the guy Pepe. But the lady, she gave him. Now, as I was watching, I had some flashbacks, okay? Just that, in my case, yeah. I didn't have the chance to run like she did, She wasn't in handcuffs like I was. I was like, Charlie, I would have run. If I had the chance, I would have come and Johnny. Because, bro, you didn't handcuff inside, they slap you left, right, sporadic, unidirectional. No. Some of these people, they are wicked. It shall not be well with you for a long time. I say, this thing, you have to feel it, but you don't have to. You don't have to wish this on your worst enemy. The guy, he didn't try. He didn't try. He didn't do well, honestly. It's a WO. I thought you guys, you are disciplined. I thought 65 Ghana cedis. No, but the lady, no, she's made of steel. Because me, if they are doing gidi with someone and I'm trying to intervene and they say, no, Charlie, but she is telling the guy, you can't do that, and the guy can't beat it, then you got to remove the shoe. No, no, we need more citizens like this, you know. But as for me, I don't have that kind of courage. You know, the vicarious trauma, third-party PTSD I've experienced this week just by watching this thing. That's why I didn't want to show you that thing. I can't explain. No, but the next day, come and see. Military men entered that store box. Oh, sorry, barracks. No, they smoked the guy like a rat out of a hole. There was some black man standing next to the language. Did you see? And I don't know whether he's uncle of the bride or something, because the way the man vexed, he said, the way it's very admirable that he was angry. We just pray that when your men do this to citizens whose fathers are ordinary security men, ordinary drivers, cameramen, journalists, show hosts, and things like that, we pray that you will be as angry, not only because people have visited such mayhem on a 2-star general's daughter. Ghana, the Ghana Armed Forces, no, they issue statement. They say they have started investigation into the matter. Please, when are you finishing these investigations? Because in this country, we have seen things. I've seen things before. But please, the place, is it a drugstore or is it a pharmacy? What do you think? Is it a drugstore or is it a pharmacy? Because drugstore, they may still be actually, you know. The military people, the state where they release, they say drugstore. Drugstore saying, you know. Have you seen drugstore that AC is inside before? Huh? Drugstore that CCTV is inside. Are you serious? Have you seen some people? We are brain why in the business. Now what the AC in the drugstore is what? You know, if you can't stop your men from beating their personnel and their cost, at least don't downgrade the business from pharmacy to drugstore. You know. It's painful. In addition to the pain, all is painful. But I love how Honorable Neil Ante van der Poel, the way he has been dripping on the officer left, right, and center.
Seriously speaking, I think this is so bad. It's horrible. It's horrible. And I wonder whether he has even a wife in the house. And you could hit a woman. You know,
was where he hit is the neck.
The neck. I don't know, but I think this guy has just, as the colloquial people will say, sacked himself. He has sacked himself.
Because WO, if you can beat a stranger lady like this, then we have to fast and pray for the one who gave his daughter to you and the daughter to, because go to your concubines and your, you know, because, wait, guys, To think that this whole movie, this action movie is just over 65 Ghana cedi. 65 Ghana cedi. Honestly. Is it that WOs are paid so poorly? Or what? Hey, boy. Hey, let's go for a break. Let me the idea.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Eldion, welcome from that break. Over the weekend, Maule School, have you? No, they have been making, No. The noise pollution was a lot. It was plenty. But, so congratulations to the Haviwo, the Maoli people. Yes. I put it there. But it looks like the euphoria, all that, it got to the education minister and he got excited and he started, making big decrease.
I'm directing the Director General of the Ghana Education Service and the GES that from today, teacher use of mother tongue instruction is now compulsory in all Ghanaian schools.
Well. A few moments later, Cabinet Secretary issued a statement. Ne kura ne say, ebe yo minister. Whoopri.
For the avoidance of doubt, ministers are respectfully requested to ensure that all proposed policies, programs, or legislative initiatives intended for public announcement or implementation are first submitted to the Cabinet Secretariat through the Chief Director of their respective ministries for inclusion on the Cabinet agenda and subsequent consideration by Cabinet. This directive is intended to safeguard policy coherence, uphold collective cabinet responsibility, and ensure that all government communications and actions reflect the unified and approved position of the administration.
Ghana, you can never be sad. Just when the letter dropped, no, people started dropping other names to say that the cabinet secretary was trying to talk to this and this and this kind of ministers.
The gentleman then stretched his hand, shaking me and trying to whisper something into my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, should I push the guy that don't whisper anything into my ears? Should I snub him? Should I shout at him? Even if that guy has been prosecuted and sentenced to life imprisonment, and he stretches his hand to shake me, as a minister, as a public officer, I have the duty to stretch and greet him.
I've inherited so many MOUs that didn't go to Parliament for ratification, and it's
but because of the precedent of the Gitmo 3, I felt like this was, and you know this. So is it an oversight? Are you going to apologize for it, or you don't think it is?
No, it's not an oversight.
Depending on the DSTV package or bouquet you use, subscribers will get between 33% to 50% more value.
People, allow your ministers to work hard for the Republic. Allow them to work hard for the Republic. Hey, our ministers are so hardworking that they jump and they start announcing the cabinet decision before even cabinet will decide. Well, this is a government in great hurry. Anyway, I miss my Terminator. Oh, tell me.
Look, they have elected blocks. They have done block work. No, in the middle of the road. What kind of nonsense is this?
Oh, tell me. One tell me. We're not tolerate discipline. Oh, these days, also in discipline. Tell me. We have to sit down and talk, No, but talking about passionate ministers, a former minister is also very, she's demonstrating a lot of passion, but Ghanaian people say, Abena, that's all.
I'm asking you a specific question. Is it going to have the user's surname on the number plate?
We don't put names on number plates.
I asked a specific question. You said, no, we are not going to put names.
Yes. I was wondering why that question. Sorry, but we don't put names on number plates. That's why.
You were wondering why that question?
Because we don't put names on number plates.
What are you telling me? People pay to have their names on number plates. And you sit here as a DVLA boss, you tell me you don't put numbers on number plates. Haven't you seen specialized numbers with people's surnames and personalized names on number plates? For yes or no, please?
Yes.
So why are you telling me you don't put names on number plates?
So I can explain that.
Not that you can explain that. You don't expect me to ask you that question. That was what you said. You don't expect me to ask you that question because people do not put their number plates, their names on their number plates. That is a blatant lie. You have people who pay for specialized number plates and they have their surname. I'm asking you. You just mentioned that there are going to be security features. And I'm asking, is that going to include people's names on that plate? And they said, you don't expect me to ask you that question. Are you not the DVLA boss?
Oh, no, don't mind them. Oh, no, yafe, what's it? Don't mind those who say you did the same thing in the past when you were shooting the former GRA boss and you said you were not experienced it. No, don't mind them. Remain focused. Remain focused. And serve the nation with that indiscipline. Now, the special prosecutor is working so hard. Guys, you have to appreciate Nkwanoma and stop saying that he's talking too much without action. Stop that. Appreciate the man now. Appreciate him now. Before FBI will come and take him from us and make him their global director of investigations.
The OSP investigation shows that the total fees paid to SML under the transaction audit and external price verification contracts amount to 506,728,334 cedis, 21 pesos between July 2018 and December 2024. These payments were effected automatically, contrary to the terms of the various contracts, without reference to actual work done, and without the submission by SML of reports to the PCA and CTSB units for verification, and without the submission of invoices by SML, notwithstanding the reality that SML performed very minimally or at all by way of these contract services.
Honorable SP, congratulations. I know that. We like your drive, your determination, but they say, I don't speak Ghana, but what's the meaning of Oyeechon? It means what? They said, you understand Oyeechon?
Article 19, Clause 3A.
ours just says that if you are informed about the trial, criminal trial, and you don't come, then the trial can go on without you. That is what our constitution says. So as we speak now, Ofori-Atta offered as far back as February through his lawyers, ending of January when the brouhaha started, that he's willing to cooperate whilst he's in the US. So we have to take the necessary measures and then inform him. He said you do Zoom calls, etc. So if you take those things and inform him he doesn't come, the trial adventure can continue.
Hey, Babunier, kumi prekutupe onie. Ghanaians, come out, don't worry. No, wait. Now listen. Now praise we great. No, let me do that here. Now praise we great and famous men.
Anybody who has been a president since the inception of the city should be commended. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who has been the president of the Republic of Ghana for 8 years, is a major contributor of the stability of the city. And when they are talking